Today we're going to talk about flattening the back of your plane blades. This is a very important thing to do as part of sharpening because it's part of the cutting edge. It's half the cutting edge. And the more polished you get the back of your plane, the better the edge is going to be. On a new plane iron, I might start at 1,000 grit or 2,000 grit or something like that and see how flat it is. So very important if you're going to do this work is your stones have got to be flat. You do the best you can to get them flat. Otherwise, if one stone is a little hollow, another one's a little round, you get different scratch patterns all over the back and it's very frustrating. So take the time to flatten your stones before you start this operation. So I'm using a diamond plate, turn it around until you see the stone come back to an even, clean color. And then just clean it off. This is my preferred method of doing it. But you want to have it flat on the stone, working back and forth. You can't go down, or you just work the back, and you can't go up, or you just make an unusual bevel on the front. So hold it where it's nice and stable. And use the whole stone. And even turn the stone around. So you can see I've changed the back to have an even scratch pattern. Now all you really care about is a very small amount being polished. But really you're probably going to have this much on the stone so you're nice and stable. So let's go to the next stone. Flattening the back of your plane irons or chisels, any of your cutting edges, is something that you do pretty much once. Once the tool is polished to a very high degree, like these plane irons, they will only be honed on your very finest stone. So the pressure is here. This hand's helping to move it along. It gets sticky. Keep plenty of water on it. And again, it looks very similar, but we'll start to get a much better polish here as we get going. What's frustrating, if the stones aren't flat, is you get all sorts of different scratch patterns, and it can make you a little crazy. This is 4,000. Should start to shine it up. And now you can see I'm getting a little shine along the edge. You can even go across the end of the stone, a part of the stone that doesn't get used as much. And then you can see shining up a little bit along here and a few areas. I should do more. I look for at each stone as I'm moving along that I get an even scratch pattern. That as much as the area that I need to get sharpened, which is behind the cutting edge, is shiny to an even degree. And it's just light pressure. It doesn't take a lot of heavy pressure. Let the stone cut. And I'm very close to having a nice polish just behind the edge at this stone. Let's go on to the finest stone. Actually, this is 6,000. Let's try this one. Bringing this to a higher polish. I generally go to 8,000 grit stone for the back. And it can take some time. Sometimes it can take several hours with a very old plain blade that's been used a lot and not taken care of. But you can see we're starting to get a nice polish here. And I'll go to the 8,000 stone now. And in general, unless the blade gets damaged badly, the 8,000 stone is the only stone that the back will ever see going forward. I want to do a little bit of honing on the back every time I sharpen to take the burr off and that kind of thing. But it's going to get more and more and more polished, and it'll get further down with every time you sharpen. But what's most important is that you have an even, smooth polish all along the cutting edge. And this should bring it to a very nice polish. So light pressure, doesn't take a lot. Let the stone work. And of all the stones, this is the one that's the most important to keep flat. And here you can see, I've got a pretty good, nice, even polish started. I'll get it better and better and better as I sharpen more and more and bring it back further. But the idea is, the more highly polished the back is, it's half your cutting edge. It's a very important thing to do to get a really, truly sharp, plain blade. And every time you sharpen, it'll get better and better and better. But you'll need to do it with every sharpening, to do some of the bevel, some of the back, every single time, to create a new little edge on the back.